Minecraft community. Let's take a look at the versions of Minecraft. From the farthest to the from the 60th to the hated versions. October 3rd, 2008. Minecraft's first development release, pre-classic, released pre-classic. Pre-classic. The very first version for this is 0.0.0.23.26a03. But then 1 year and a few months later, May 10th, 2009, an announcement of the game we all know and love, Minecraft, gets released. Or should I say, Cave Game. The very first release for this is 0.0.2a, which is the 2a, 1a, no, 1b, 1d, 13. _13. This version, released on May 5th, 2009, has predicted as the very first version of Minecraft, May 5th, 2009. But then a version called RD132050 was simply released. 2151 was released. This was May 13, but that was not the version. RD 10.2006.7, my custom-made version. May 10th, 2009, bring us a big game, but extremely limited. The height limit was 15 blocks, but then in the pre-classic version of Minecraft, it was changed to 21 blocks. But then in a later version, it was changed to 22 to 24 blocks. Now, the big update began normally searching for 40 blocks of height. But that wasn't the idea. 35 blocks was minimum, was the point of adjustment to the game. I was trying to download Minecraft Xbox Edition. Xbox, I don't know what that is, Xbox One Edition, but yeah, I'll even show my gameplay at Xbox One Edition. Maybe. I think it's not a computer file. But yeah, let's move on. The monument now, fast forward a few days later, fast forward 1 year later, the version of the Classic was released. The development phase of Classic started in 0.0.10a, which was the very first development version for Classic. The height limit was slightly changed to 42 blocks. 42 blocks. Now there was still a border, but you can press. There were special Easter eggs. The first ever Easter egg you mentioned, the first ever Easter egg developed into Minecraft is the pressing of G, also known as human clones. The G key is only pressed. Can be pressed on some. The first version of Minecraft and the final ever development version for Classic 0.0.14 to 16a. The second ever Easter egg is R. Now R means reload. But in the classic phase, when you accidentally move your camera in PowerJava, I think, press R. This will help you not switch the camera and build more better and more efficient causingly. So the R key is used to teleport around things. Let's move on. 2011. The alpha version 1.2.7 was released. That was a custom-made version, so yeah. Alpha 1.2.7 underscore 01 was customizably released by me and released, and it had some quite inaccurate changes for some reason. Locked chests based on Alpha 1.2.4 will naturally spawn due to it being an April Fool's version. But but you can only find this in the Alpha 1.2.3 to the 1.2.5 update. 5 update of Alpha. In the middle of summer, now in the secretive update of Alpha, normally Alpha 1.7.1 or Beta 1.3 underscore 009. Now Beta 1 Alpha 1.7.2 is Beta 1.3 underscore 10. But yeah, this version actually reposted experimental changes after the New Year's Eve in 2011. But then in November of 2011, the first ever version officially released was Alpha 1.0, but Poké Edition was stated. Now Poké Edition was released in Beta 1.5 in one of the developments of Minecraft Beta 1.5, and it basically had a pretty interesting version. Poké Edition pre-release demo pre-release. This version added pumpkins for some reason, and the grass was green, and some textures were actually quite different from others. This was released in the summer of 2011, mainly July 2011. But then now, let's move on. Version 1.0. This was released in November 2011. But now, since then, let's move on to 1.1. January 2012. Now, January 2012 is like 2 months since yet, but that it was February 2012. Now, February 2012 was actually 1 month after my birth date. Don't ask me. I'm not going to show my birth date anyway. I'm just pre-shown on my YouTube account. But yeah, let's move on. So in the 1.1 update, the first snapshot was released. 11W47A. The first version, the final snapshot ever for 1.0.1. But yeah, it's just a pretty rushed update. One of the stages of 2012 was in the upcoming summer 1.2 altogether, with 2 more versions, 1.2.1, 1.2.5, and 1.2.5 will be released after their in compensation. 1.2 actually now has the 12W intention snapshots. The 12-week 01A was the first ever snapshot to use something inaccurate. However, then during the developments of 2012, Minecraft accounts were accidentally made $9,000 to buy. But then Mojang quickly decided to change this in the summer of 2012. But yeah, 1.3 update. The money update was released. The money update usually had villager trading, but of course now the account balance was changed to 9,000 from only $20 instead. So you could buy a Minecraft account for $20 and then for $19.99 for some reason. I don't know. I just don't know what to do. It's just my own typicalness. But yeah, now emeralds were changed into rubies in one of the updates. But in other than the money update, the desert, the first development now the first planning development update was the desert update. The earliest stages of that desert update was taken from 1.5 of 1.10, but 1.3 actually used its own pre-NOS. But yeah, let's now in the 1.3.1 update, this was now intended to be intended as experimentalism. 1.4, the pretty scary update, no matter seeming what it is to speculate. Now, at least 3 updates were in 2012. We're now going to the end of 2012 and the start of 2013. Not so typically. The pretty scary update wasn't scary at all for some users, but take a look at 1.4.2, the withered update. This didn't add wither skeletons. This added the wither boss, which was that. The Ender Dragon, however, was added 4 updates before wither. Now the wither had one experience drop XP drop change. In the 1.4.2 update, it dropped 20 XP experience points, which is almost balanced equal to the piglin brutes. But then it was changed to 50 XP experience points. The Ender Dragon, however, now drops over 8,000 XP and a few thousand XP when resummoned, which would get you to level 68 for some reason, and then go to level 19 if respawned. But yeah, the 1.5 update, the biggest change to redstone now has arrived. The block of redstone and some other blocks like the dispenser and droppers were added. But yeah, hoppers weren't like hoppers because in the 1.5 update, somewhere around the summer of 2013, hoppers didn't look like their normal texture and their normal crafting recipe. They used to be called they used to use the work in progress texture. Oh, and as well, I forgot the beacon. The beacon was added in 1.4, making it useful to make that. But did you know that the second floor of the desert temple allows you to create a full power beacon? Let me know if you knew this in the comments below. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not. It was changed later to a few more really weird textures. But now it's changed in the update, in the final update for 1.4. 1.6. The last update now Mojang releases 3 updates a year, but that was the case. But now 2 years in the Poké Edition wasn't enough, as you can see. It was in the old stages of Poké Edition. Now 1.6 added the horses. But the horses were also added in the 0.15 update. But yeah, 1.6 was an update that added horses, hay blocks, also known as hay bales. But then, now it is the end. We'll make a part 2.